Right, I think we are live. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Let's turn this up a little bit. Can you hear me, guys? Testing, testing. We don't have, 2 viewers, so this must be working. Let me load up the chat. Hopefully, it takes a while to pop up over here, but okay, so we are live. We are live. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to set up the chat so I can respond to some questions. We're going to do live Q&A. So just bear with me while I get this all set up. Where do I go on this thing? God, every time I do this, it's like it's as if I've never done it before. Right, let me set this up. Where is the oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go, and we are live. Okay, hi guys, welcome to the live broadcast. I'm just going to load up the chat now. How do I see the chat? Oh, top chat, here we go. Yay, I got chat. Fantastic. Right, how do I move that to the bottom so I can see better? Here we go. Okay, wow, 435 viewers so far. Let's do some shout outs. Pardon my voice, a bit croaky. Let me just grab some Racticino. Right, ciao fratello, says Jimmy. We got Aiko. Is that Aiko in Bulgaria? Shout out to you. Sorry if I'm butchering names. George George says hi, hey TGV, hello sir. Tony, yay. Tony says yay. Omar in New Zealand, my God, that's the other side of the world. Hello sir. Gianluigi from Roma, my father's hometown, so a fellow Roman. Fantastic. Who else we got? William in South London. We got Tom also in South London, where I grew up, so I know that part of the world very, very well. Very cool to have some South Londoners. Miles, hello from Leeds. I've never been to Leeds, dying to go one day. Carl Friedrich in Sweden. Oh, love Sweden. Bonjour says 1848. Bonjour to you, sir. Rene in Germany. Fantastic. Love Germany. Actually, talking of Germany, I got my little Zinny Zin is with me. Although I'm probably going to change watches mid-show, but wristwatch check. I've got the Fortis Cosmo Chronograph, the official 38mm. There we go. And I've actually, if you remember from the video, excuse me, some of the anti-reflective coating was coming off on the outside, so I put polywatch, you know, that it's like abrasive stuff to remove the layer, and it's so crisp and clean. I mean, the downside is you lose the anti-reflective coating, but it's still on the underside of the sapphire glass, so I still have half of it left. Anyway, sorry, I'm talking about watches. I'm getting distracted, but that is my wristwatch check. We got, who else we got? Flavu in Romania. Never been to Romania. One day I will go. Who else? Mr. I'm not sure if I should read out surnames, but we have a fan in Finland. So hello, sir. Mr. A, I'll refer to you there. A nice mug. Thank you, Michael. Oh God, it's going far too quick. We got a super chat or Snapchat, or no, Snapchat's something else, isn't it? A super chat from Jeff. Let's see what Jeff says. Oh, just doesn't say anything. Well, thank you. How can I see what that is? I can't seem to see it. Okay, thank you, Jeff. Let me, if you have a question, Jeff, let me put it in the comments there. I'll see it. We got hi from Austria from NetPet. Hello, sir. And somebody else from Bristol, Sammy in Bristol. Fantastic. Bristol, incredible city. I forget the name of that bridge, that really famous suspension, revolutionary bridge. Anyway, we got Soligen from Lincoln in England. Hello, sir. Hello from Holland. Fantastic. That's Mr. Roger, the 13th. Who else we got? Have we got any regulars that any of the admins or any of the, well, you're all regulars. Sorry, I do apologize. But hello from Mexico. Learned a lot from you. And that's from Jaime in Mexico. Viva Mexico. I love Mexico. Actually, I don't know. Actually, that's in Mexico there, right there. That's where my wife is from. Well, not my wife, but my wife's family is from. An incredible town there. Beautiful Spanish church, all white there. Beautiful part of the world. Anyway, let me just center that. Right. There we go. That's better. Thoughts on this Tissot Swissmatic? Yes, I have yet to experience one. I've heard mixed feelings, mixed reviews. Shout out. I'll come back to that, Sammy. Abdur has put 1 million hearts there. Thank you, my friend. That Fortis is cool, man. Thank you. Not too large and great Thule chrono. Absolutely, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, the Swissmatic. Excuse me. I just ate. So yeah, it's an incredible. It's incredible value for money. That's for a start. I can't. I can't speak for it. I haven't held it in the flesh, but knowing Tissot, I've owned Tissot many times. I've handled a lot of them. It's gonna have, my hopes are high. I'll review one. I'll definitely worth covering, especially with that 80-hour power reserve. I think it is. We got Juan in Chile. Hello, Juan. Sorry. Amandeep, I remember your name from London. Hello, sir. Daniel in Dortmund in Germany. Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. So a lot of people. How many? 628. Not bad for what was the time? 4:15 in the afternoon. Anyway, so I guess we should really. Tony says donkeys from Long Island. Fantastic, just round the corner. So what are we discussing today? Well, I still okay, Baselworld's in 48 hours from now, thereabouts. It's never too late for a couple of predictions, so I'm going to share my predictions for Breitling, Tudor, and Seiko, of course. So we'll discuss that in a little while. I'm really excited about Breitling because, well, I'll get into it in a moment. But I just think they're under a new CEO, and I think from the little snippets I'm seeing on their Instagram, my prediction is that they're going to go smaller and that they're going to have more vintage-inspired pieces. So I'll get more specific in just a moment. And there's some great articles that I will discuss and I will share with you guys shortly. Tudor, it's pretty. Tudor's the only one that I think the predictions and all the predictions I've been reading certainly are a little bit more safe bets, so to speak. We got. I think it's fair to say that they're going to do something with the chronograph, the Black Bay chronograph, possibly different color bezels, possibly the blue from the Black Bay, the standard Black Bay heritage, and then put that on the chronograph because last year they had the new chronograph with the B01, which actually, talking of Breitling, was was done a movement taken, an in-house column wheel. Yeah, it is column wheel. Yeah, that was developed by Breitling. So I think they're gonna broaden that range. Not anything drastic mechanically. I think it's just aesthetic differences. What else have I got here? Sorry, I'm looking down my notes because otherwise my memory, I barely remember right and left. So I have to scribble everything down. Pen check. I've got the Parker, the Urban Gentry Parker. I also have knife check. I'll do the Benchmade or the Benchmark, whichever you're more comfortable. I'll do a book check as well later if you want. So Tudor, that's the thing. I would love to see a GMT. A lot of the blogs have been talking about a GMT. Let me just, guys, don't do talk amongst yourselves. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves with the fellow gentry. Yeah, sorry, just catching up there. Oh, we got a super chat question from Owen. Hey TGV, you sparked my watch addiction. Fantastic, so glad, very honored. And now I'm onto buying a Seiko Turtle Pepsi. Very nice. Stay classy, TGV. Love the channel. Use this for your next trail. Okay, next trail. Use this for the next trail. Yeah, use this for what does that? What is the next trail? What is that? Owen, do let me know. But thank you very, very much. Thank you for supporting the channel. Seiko Turtle, Pepsi. I haven't reviewed a turtle yet. It will happen. Problem is, I'm very behind in my reviews. I've still got to do the Prospects. What is it? Not the strict limited edition reissue, but the kind of modernized reinterpretation. Unfortunately, I lent it to Giancarlo. Giancarlo GCR is in Baselworld as we speak, so I have to wait until he gets back to review it. A little bit annoying, but at least we'll have his input into the review. Oh, we got another question from Carl Friedrich. So I picked up the Navitimer 46mm. Should I go for Hoya Monaco Seamaster 300 or Datejust 41? Steel and white gold ? Next ? Love the show. Thank you very, very much, Carl. Wow. Okay, so he picked up a Navitimer 46mm. Incredible. Yeah. One of the few watches I love seeing it big. Guys, if you missed my review of the Rattrapante, or Rattrapante, if you want to say it the Italian way, the Rattrapante, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Navitimer. Have a look at that. Have a look back in the archives. So he wants, well, look, you've got a killer chronograph there. So, I mean, the Hoya Monaco, although stylistically so dramatically different, I think go for the diver. Datejust 41, yeah, Datejust 41 or the Seamaster 300. I would look at them. But guys, remember, go with your heart. I just think you've got, what's stopping me buying a Speedmaster is because when I go chronographs, I've got my little Rattrapante, speaking of Rattrapante, and I got my Navitimer. I just go Navitimer every time. It kind of killed off the Speedy. You might be totally different, and you might gravitate towards the Monaco. But I would go for the diver. It's the most versatile. Well, Datejust 41 is very versatile. Oh, Seamaster. Sorry, Seamaster. I'm talking of Seamaster. Has anybody seen that little snippet that Omega posted on their Instagram with the laser engraving? Apparently, the wave dial is going to make a return. Quite exciting. Just as I've got accustomed to that beautiful glossy ceramic. Actually, it's the dial is lacquered, I think, but that that glossy, beautiful. Sorry, let me just catch up. That's the thing about watches. You can just ramble on Hello TGV, greetings from England, great show, thank you very much. Recently bought a Victorinox Swiss Army automatic, yes, on Amazon, model 241373. I'll have to look that up. Reference numbers kill me, they really do. What do you think of the watch? I'll look it up, I will look it up, but honestly, you can't go wrong with a Victorinox, you really can't. Brown Bez, this who? Sorry, who was that from? That was Sebastian. So thank you, Sebastian. Gareth says brown bezel GMT2 for Baselworld 2018. Well, we discussed Rolex predictions in the last video, but you know, I'll still address it. It's a cool, yeah, brown. Yes, of course. Like the I forget what it was called now. The oh, it had a name, and I've totally forgotten. Root beer. There we go. Possibly that would be really cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. I have to confess, recently I have been. I've got my little GMT here. Actually, I have been. Sorry, poor English. I've been considering selling this for a gold one. I know. Oh, I know. Some of you might be appalled, but yeah, oh well. Okay, let's Railmaster's a killer. See the Omega Instagram. Yes, absolutely. Orient 3-star review question mark from Plenkoman. I'm considering it. I think I've done Bambino's. Oh no, you're talking about Orient 3-star. I'll check it out. I haven't. I've still got to do the new Bambino. Yeah. Wow, a lot of people. How many? Oh, 748. Okay, let's get back to the subject at hand. So we were discussing Tudor. I tell you, one of the predictions I really liked was a black PVD Pelagos. I thought that's really cool, and that's something that Tudor do a lot. You know, look at the Fast Rider. What else? And of course the Black Bay Dark, which is actually dark. So yes, I think that's a possibility. A lot of people are saying GMT Pelagos, and the Pelagos was slightly on the back burner a bit with the Black Bay coming to the forefront. I think I don't think there's any need to extend the Black Bay range. I mean, we've got two-tone now, we've got chronographs, we've got you know, PVD, we've got yeah, it's already such a strong line of watches. I think the Pelagos is, if they do have a GMT, oh my god, that would be incredible. So what else have I got written here? That's pretty much it for Tudor. Guys, do share your thoughts in the comments. If you're watching this in the future, and you know this broadcast has already gone up, share your comments your opinions in the comments. And actually, talking of comments, I should go back and check out comments from the last video, see if there are any questions there. I'll do that in a moment. Wristwatch check at a Seiko. Who's that? Seiko SNA411. Yes, Weber fan. Nice one. Actually, I got mine here. Got mine here as well. I haven't worn it in for donkeys, so it's going to be back in rotation soon. Yeah, still besotted with it, and I have it on. This is a Phoenix. This is a genuine Phoenix mil spec, from made in England, NATO strap. So yeah, okay. So let's see what people are saying. Fabien is in Salute from Italy there. Who else? Alexander in France. Fantastic. Young says Daniel Wellington versus Patek. That'll be interesting. El Tombo has 1521. I was wearing mine yesterday. Very nice. And actually, I shot a video. Should be up possibly next week. Sorry, there's a bit of drama going on. What's going on? It's okay. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Let's just did it? Okay. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. So I was just I'll tell you what. Let's move on to Breitling. Let's do Breitling now. So I'm going to have a look at some Breitlings. Okay, so let me just turn the brightness down so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So this is the Breitling Instagram account. Now, if you see, they posted a video of this is the mono pusher. In Gaston Breitling actually developed this. This is way back in 1915. So I'll just read what it says here. Gaston changed the way chronographs are worn on the wrist by adding a separate pusher next to the crown. A sudden and considerable improvement with this pusher operating all the chronograph functions at once. So there, sorry, I'll turn up. That's too dark now. Sorry, there we go. Can you guys see that? There you go. So this is the I'll just play the video. So there's old Gaston. There he is. So why a sudden there's the original. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. So those poor hands as well. So suddenly Breitling are going way back. And they also posted a really cool picture of Miles Davis wearing his navy. Yeah. But anyway, I really think that they're gonna possibly have a new. I would love to see a new a reissue of the Top Time. And if we look, let's have a look. There's this is a website called Fratello Watches, and if you're familiar with Italian, you know Fratello means brother. Interesting choice for a watch magazine. I wonder why that was. I would love if anybody knows to share. So last year, this chap here, where is he? So there he is. There he is. This is the new Breitling CEO, and it's a fantastic interview. And I think there's a lot of clues here. Guys, do check it out. So this is George Kern, and he's the new CEO. He took control. I was about to say command, like the military. He took control last year. I can't remember exactly when, but it's a fascinating interview. And there he is, very dapper chap. Look at that three-piece suit, and he's wearing a Super Ocean, I believe. Anyway, if you go down to the last question, so I'm going to read some of the interview. So the interviewer asks, quite a few Instagram posts these days, you also see negative comments. How do you deal with keyboard warriors that all have their own opinions based on little snippets they see? And interesting, fascinating question, because what's interesting about this guy is he is actually on Instagram, and he's really embracing social media, which I find very refreshing. That a company CEO, there's only a few that really, especially at this level, is on Instagram, right? So he says, okay, first of all, we respect other opinions, and frankly speaking, some of the posts are very inspiring. But when a post is a novelty, you have the 5 negative comments amongst the 800, 900 positive ones. So he says you have to put it in perspective. Absolutely. And then the interviewer goes on to ask, that's true, but it can feel annoying at times. So it sounds like the interviewer is a little bit more, I don't know, sensitive than well, that's why he's not the CEO. So Mr. Kern responds, if it's insulting, I delete it from my Instagram account. That's the beauty of managing my own account. But it's a smart, if it's a smart comment, it can happen that I change my mind on a couple of things based on feedback or interesting comments I've had on social media. But fundamentally, I think everybody agrees with the vast majority. At the end of the day, the consumers decide. But what is also very interesting, when looking at social media at Breitling, is that we have totally different communities, and this is where the clue comes in. We have the collectors, the vintage guys who fall in love with the traditional designs, the older chronographs, etc. And he says, I am also in that part. I am also in that group. When I joined the company, I was bombarded with messages like, please stop all the big watches, all the polished watches. Stop this advertising campaign. This is not Breitling. Did I say Breitling? I said Breitling, sorry. And then he says we have a separate group. We have the current Breitling owners who are telling me, why do you launch a small and classical watches that don't reflect the Breitling image? So you can see there's two opposing wants within one company. And I think Breitling are going to continue to anyway, actually, I'm already skipping ahead. Let me just finish what he says. So where was I? Sorry, I've lost blah blah blah. But I think that we can create a really strong brand. Your aim should be your fans who love both vintage and current products, with all the stories of the brand. I've come back to a good illustration from the car industry. Look at Range Rover. Range Rover is a big car, a four-wheel drive. The Queen used to drive one through the countryside. But it was a little bit single-minded, very niche, very bulky. And now the guys from Tata came, or Tata, sorry, I don't know how you pronounce that, came and changed it and launched the Evoque, which is even developed a new Evoque convertible, which, by the way, targets women. And with it, it became a very cool brand. They are not only offering big four-wheel drives, which they still do, but they also have offerings under, the same umbrella, so different styles. If we want to build a truly global, international brand, for me, Range Rover is a good example of how brand building should work. It shows how a brand can become attractive for a bigger consumer base without diluting the brand. So, and this basically is what he aims to do with Breitling. So a really fascinating interview. It's on Fratello Watches. Go check it out, guys. Maybe after this live thing is done, I will share a link in the description. So if we go back to the Instagram, coupled with what Mr. Kern is saying, we have, very, very classic, a lot of the early Breitlings being posted and shared. God, look at this one. Look at that. Look at that. Imagine if they reissued this. This is actually one of their first chronographs from 1934 with two pushers. And it gave rise, they claim, to the modern chronograph. Now, it gets tricky with chronographs because you have Universal Genève claiming they did I think, two pushers first, or there's a lot, the early days, there's a lot of companies fighting about who did the first chronograph wristwatch, blah, blah, blah. So, and if you go on Wikipedia and you go into Breitling, they claim this was first. It's a bit of a, but regardless, they were there in the beginning, and so yeah, I'm very excited. I would love to see. Let me just bring this up. I would love to see them bring back the top time. So here we are. The four. Sorry, the light's changing. There we go. Is that better? Oh, it's too bright. Let me just turn that down so you can see. So there we go. Okay. So there's the classic line, and this is from so this is the 60s. But I can't remember. I think they were about 38 millimeters. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they had, you know, they had solid gold ones. They had gold plated ones. Panda. Just incredible, very clean, simple designs. It reminds me a little bit of the. See, my thing's gone dark again. Why does it do that? Okay. So yeah, that's my prediction for Breitling. Is that they're gonna something vintage, possibly, you know, something, maybe something from the 1930s. But overall, I would love to see the top time come back. What else have I got written down here? Yeah, that's pretty much it. But guys, do share your Breitling predictions in the comments, in the chat. I'm gonna go back to the chat now. And here we go. Okay, back to the chat. Someone says Tudor question mark. I discussed Tudor. You must have missed it, or unless you're having a conversation. Sorry. Weber fan says, I'm a fan of the classic Breitling. Love the Navitimer 01 46 millimeter. Sorry, I have a 20 centimeter. It doesn't make sense. Sorry. Shout out to Kevin at Eisman Jewelers in Dallas. Shout out to you, sir. How are you, sir? So yeah, very, very nice. Okay. Oh, here we go. Question. This is from Tanzil. Your thoughts on the rumor that Steinhardt will release a Coke GMT on a Jubilee post Baselworld? I have never. This is the first time hearing of it. I don't really pay attention to Steinhardt. I've kind of not neglected them, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, who knows? I honestly don't know. But I must say this: I do like Steinhardt. They in terms of they offer great quality and more. They're starting to do more original pieces. I've reviewed two of them. Definitely two, possibly three. I can't quite remember. As for the rumor, I don't know. It's the first time I'm hearing of it. But anyway, thank you very much for your it's super chat, right? Oh, the Blue Alpinist, AVC, my good friend. Right. Okay. Let's discuss Seiko. Let's talk about Seiko. Okay. So I'll come back to the chat. So guys do my God, it moves so quick. Okay, let's discuss Seiko, right? So I had a few moments to spare this morning and I did this. So this is my prediction for the SARB Alpinist. The blue, it's not really prediction, it's what I want. Okay, so this is the blue Alpinist. So just a quick color change. I just changed the color of the dial to a sunburst blue. And you know, if this happens, it will be a miracle. Obviously, I'll have to buy it immediately. But look, they've done red. We discussed the Alpinist when I did the live show when the news broke that they were being discontinued. I think if a new Alpinist doesn't happen this year, it will definitely happen next year. It's too much of a historic line for them not to carry it on. I don't think it will be just a change of color like this. I think it will possibly be, you know, because sometimes they did have a GMT one. You know, they've done white, they've done red, they've done green, obviously, they've done black. I'm trying to think if they did any other colors. They did a silver, that one of the early, the Alpinist Laurels, I think, or was it the 830 or the 820? I can't remember anyway. But there was a silver, sunburst silver. But actually, that's not my prediction. My prediction is a little bit more complicated, shall we say, than that. So let me just bring up another email. So, guys, if you remember a couple of, I think it was last week, I shared this in the Facebook, in the Urban Gentry Watch Club, the UGWC. So this, sorry, there you go, that's a bit better. That is a King Seiko chronometer. This is from the 70s, I believe, early 70s. Now, you can still find these quite affordably about, this is the day-date version. It's actually the no-date version that I really like, and I'll show it to you in just a moment. So this is the early days of the Grand Seiko, the early days of Seiko doing slightly more higher end stuff, right? So I'm going to bring up another article that I found utterly fascinating. So here we go. So this is on, sorry, let me show you there. This is on Timepiece Chronicle, yep. And this is an in-depth history of the King Seiko. Now, the King Seiko, originally, it came out. Now, there's conflicting reports of when it exactly came out. Now, this article is ridiculously in depth. It goes back into the real. I mean, the story actually begins with the early days of the company. But if we fast forward a little bit to 1960, there's the first Grand Seiko there. So this is the reference 3180 from 1960. You know, very, very classic Dauphine hands, extremely elegant. I believe it was about 35 millimeters, or was it 34? So it was named after the movement, which is the caliber 3180. But if we fast forward a little bit, at the same time, the watchmakers there started working on the King Seiko, which is that one there. Now, this came out in 1963/4, but the person researching this found a brochure with conflicting dates. So it possibly was introduced in 1961. Anyway, now what is interesting is, now this is my pick of the bunch. This is, hold on, let's just find a good picture of it. Here we go, the 44KS. Look at that. So that is from, when was it? That was from 1964. Look at those angular lugs. No date, Dauphine hands, no crown guards or anything, just very simple. But I love the lugs, 35 millimeters. Now, what's fascinating is they actually took it to Switzerland to be for testing at the Neuchâtel, you know, that famous observatory, and it did disastrously. So they took it back and they tweaked it, and they came back the next year. And I think during the trials, it ended up being 120 something, right? So really far down the list. When they came back a year later, they got to, I think it was 11th or no, they were placed 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 12th position, and during the trials. So, you know, they really, and I think this is obviously speculation, but the Swiss really weren't happy, right? And they started putting chronometer on the dial, and the Swiss actually told them to take it off because for whatever reason, I'll leave you to draw your conclusions. And then, so the guys at Seiko went back to Japan, and they founded their own a kind of their version of the observatory for doing trials, and they started their own chronometer certification testing facilities in Japan. And they carried on putting chronometers on the dial because technically, you know, and I believe they even had stricter standards. Of course, typical, you know, you know how the Japanese do. So it's a fascinating story. I'm just really, you know, rushing through the story. It's very, very long and you know, I'm just highlighting a very short part of the story, but it's fascinating. Now, the 44KS, if I bring up, I found a listing for one. Where is it? This is on Rakuten Global Market, which is a Japanese watch dealer. Here's one selling for 1,392 yen. God knows how much that is, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And on the back, sorry, let's get a nice back view. Can we get a back view? Come on, let's get a back view. Here we go. You can see. Can we zoom in? Yeah, we can zoom in. They have their kind of little. It's almost a little bit like, you know, on the Amiga with the observatory. It's a little bit like that. Kind of their version of it, right? So very, very cool. And look at that case. Oh, I really hope they bring back the something to pay homage to that, the King Seiko 44KS, my pick of the bunch. I mean, this is wishful thinking. It's not really a prediction. It's more of a wish, a desire, a dream. So yeah, 35mm stainless steel, caliber 4420, which is the name references that. Came on a crocodile strap, you know, black crocodile strap. This is says here, this is a late block chronometer notation. Medallion on the rear is the lion. Now, unfortunately, due to the quartz crisis, that chronometer testing facility, you know, they closed it down, which is a shame. So it doesn't exist anymore. But it is a really, really cool story, and that and the blue Alpinist is my predictions, or my I guess my dreams. But yeah, oh my God, look at these Grand Seikos. Anyway, I've got to stop looking at this. It's just horological pornography. Very distracting. So let's get back to the chat. What are you guys saying? Did I miss any super chats? So yeah, that's my Seiko prediction. So we've done Breitling, we've done Tudor, and we've done Seiko now. So guys, let's get back to you guys. If there's a black Alpinist, I'll buy it, says Riska. Yes, there is, but they're very rare. They came out in the 90s, I believe, and you're gonna pay through the nose, but very desired. Okay, here we go. We got a not Snapchat, sorry, super chat. It is super chat, isn't it? Which of the following watches would make you say I'm chuffed to bits out loud? Rolex Explorer 2 Polar, Amiga Speedmaster Man on the Moon, JLC Reverso Grande, or Bagel Sport. I don't know what the Bagel Sport is. What is that? What is the Bagel Sport? Interesting. I like bagels, and I like some sport, but Bagel Sport, that's an interesting name. Anyway, sorry. So I don't know that one, so I can't talk for that. I can't speak for that. Thank you, Tanzil, by the way. Thank you for your support. Okay. Rolex Explorer 2 Polar. I've spent time. I almost bought the black dial version. They're nice, but when it comes to Rolex GMTs, I like the Pepsi. I like the root beer. I like the Batman. I used to own the ceramic, you know, the previous ceramic, just the black, you know, didn't do much for me. Yeah, so Rolex, no, okay, not my cup of tea. Omega Speedmaster Man and Moon, possibly, yes. I've owned them. I've owned the Moon one. I've owned the Reduced. I've owned Reduced Racing Special Editions. I've owned oh yeah, First Omega in Space. So I think that there will be that initial, you know, excitement, but I've never owned a Reverso, even though I've handled and worn lots of them. Have a look at my tour of the JLC factory. That was one with a tourbillon. Yeah, I'll go with the Reverso. You know, Art Deco. I love Art Deco, as you could probably tell by the, the lamp there. And if you've seen the Van Essen coffee pots I have on my desk, yeah, it will be the Reverso. Chuffed to bits, I would be. So, and the Grand Date, yes, absolutely. Very classy choices. Very classy choices. Okay, we got some more snappy chats. Sorry, snooper chats. Okay, this is from Dylan. What do you think of the vintage Rolex Oyster Date Precision? Underappreciated or too small? Actually, oops, sorry, I just kicked the table. I partially reviewed one. We took a look at a couple. I think they're great value for money. Excellent entry level Rolex, still very underpriced. They're depending on which one you buy. Obviously, it's all down to condition. I think they're great. I honestly, as a first Rolex, and actually, you know, that's a bit of a strange phrase, really. Your first Rolex, it will do you fine. You don't really need anything more than that or less. Yeah, it's great value. I don't think it's too small. Well, it depends on your scale, really. If you're a big chap, obviously it's going to be too small. If you're like me, it's going to be perfect. Don't be scared of 34mm watches. Honestly, guys, things are changing. So anyway, thank you, Dylan. Great. Go for it, and have a look back at that video. I think we looked at 2 or 3 of them, and still amazing value for money. So okay, we got another one. This is from Craig. He's just put $10. Okay, thank you, Craig. Thank you very much. Let me know if you have a question or a shout out, but thank you, sir. It really does. It definitely makes a difference. Hopefully, you're probably wondering. I should be at Baselworld. GCI is there. I can't go because I'm inundated with work. I'm doing freelance video editing now, so I've got a couple of gigs have come in, and it enables me to keep going. So, but hopefully next year we are working on something Switzerland related for later on in the year. I still have a ton of footage and factory tours to edit and share. So, you know, everybody, the established, you know, non-independent media is already there. So, it's kind of, yeah, I think we'll do it. I'd prefer to go to Switzerland when nobody's there, and then I can get all the behind the scenes access, like we did at Beauvais, like we did at sorry, my memories go. Romain Gauthier, JLC, and we're only really halfway through that series. So, yeah, I just gotta. I wish I could clone myself so I could edit twice as fast. Let's hear. Oh, what about Kontiki? A Turner Kontiki 4? Yes, absolutely. Let's see if we got any more questions. Shout outs, love Hamilton Khaki series. Yes, Ryan. Yeah, can't go wrong with a. Sorry, my throat is going. Excuse me. I got the old Star Trek mug. It's actually very, very. It's got a built-in, like a rubber coaster, and you can put it on the sofa. It doesn't knock over because of the shape, and it holds so much. You don't have to go back to the kitchen. You know, not that my apartment's huge. I wish it was so big that it would be a chore to go to the kitchen, but it was not. Anyway, yeah, very nerdy. I know. Bit of a nerd. What can I say? Hello from Los Angeles. Hello, sir. That is J. Rabisamis there. AVC or AV Cuba, which I always remember your name. Very difficult very difficult to forget that. He says, I love small watches, especially dress watches. Look at classic pictures of, you know, Cary Grant or even Hemingway. You know, big macho guy like him wearing a tiny little Oyster Perpetual. Who's another one? Excuse me. Clark Gable, you know, big burly man wearing the tiniest little petite. I'm not saying it's going to go back to being petite, but I think 40 millimeters. It's like this: 42 is the new 44. 40 is the new 42. 38 is the new 40, and so on. I mean, it's so funny how 2 millimeters makes such a difference, but it does. It really does. TGV, I really like your Omega RAF. Yes, I wish I can have it. Thank you. There is one on sale on eBay currently from a UK seller, even better condition than mine. And I was considering selling mine to buy that one, but then I thought no, because I was talking about it to a family member of mine. We were comparing them because mine has the dial, the ink on the dial, the markings have bled a little bit like blotched paper when you know when you put ink on blotching paper, and has created this incredible patina. That's one of a kind, right? But I kind of like it. I've grown to like it, so I'm not going to sell it. Let's just see if we can. Sorry, guys. Just there was a little bit of lagging because I'm talking to you guys while trying to respond to comments. Oh, Craig has a question. Sorry. Off the cuff a reaction to the Tudor 1926. Ooh, okay. And then we have Jean-Pierre with a question here. Why not replace the SKX with something new and updated? Yes, absolutely. By the way, thanks for not pronouncing the C in Mont Blanc. Well, I do try. I butcher everything. I'm guilty, but thank you, Jean-Pierre. Thank you very much, and thank you, Craig. Let's Tanzila, I'm going to come back to your question in just a moment. Let's pop over to the where is it? The Tudor Instagram. Tudor Instagram. Okay, Insta. Now I'm struggling to spell Instagram. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Loading. Oh, it's not loading. Okay, come on. Where's the official Tudor Instagram? That's weird. I can find a million other Tudor. Oh, here we go. The official. Sorry about that. Okay. So we're on the 1926. Oh, okay. Wow. So it was posted an hour ago. So let me just turn the brightness down and I'll give you my first reaction. Oh, sorry. There we go. Can you, oh God, why is this thing dimming by itself? Come on. Come on, get your act together. There we go. So that's the, what you can't really see. Oh, there you go. You see it's got a honeycomb. Is that a honeycomb dial? I think it is. Is this a lady's watch? That's my first impression. It's got diamond markers on. Interesting. It's two-tone. They haven't said what the materials are. They haven't specified if this is a lady's watch. I'm reading the comments in the post. Somebody was just terrible, says Johnny. Someone wrote, Eric says, Tudor, you're better than this. Someone wrote, wow, what a disappointment. I mean, come on. So negative. Negative. Someone was like, rest in peace. And then Stephen here wrote, puked in my lap. I mean, come on. People are so easily offended these days. It's incredible. Look, it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. That's all I have to say. Look, it's still early days. I think Tudor they're gonna have something wild and something. They have to. What's this video? Let's see what this. Oh, this is some ambassador. There's a video of David Beckham. Was it Sir David Beckham now? I'm not sure. Depends what title he got given. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to the YouTube. Yeah, that was my reaction. I'm not really that impressed. It's okay. You know, I think they're starting with it's not a heavy hitter. That's certainly true. Oh, we got Anna Dien is representing the Netherlands. Hello, a good friend there. Jeremy's out there. Shout out to my good friend Jeremy. Who else? We got. Let's have a look. Oh, my good friend Lewis is laughing at puked in my lap. Yeah, Blue Azzurro Alpinist. Oh my God, like the NTH Nakin says, toxic tones. Oh yes. Oh, we got a Tanzil with another question. Which watch would you say is the most ideal / chic to wear if for attending court for a live trial? Tanzil, is there something you need to tell us? By the way, have you been a little bit naughty there? Well, maybe you're a barrister or a I forget what they call them, a prosecution or anyway. He says, okay, so for attending a court for live trial, Tudor BB Red or Breitling Super Ocean Heritage 2 or IWC Engineer. I can never figure out how to pronounce it. Okay. I'm going to rule out the Tudor BB Red. I think it's a little bit too. Look, you can wear whatever you want, but if you're in court, you're going to have to wear a suit because to obviously you're going to be suited and booted to be respectful to the judge and the proceedings. So that rules out the Tudor BB. Breitling Super Ocean, it's a little bit more formal, even though essentially it's the same kind of tool-tastic genre. It is a little bit. I feel it is a bit more. What's the correct word to describe it? It's a little bit more elegant. That's the right word. IWC Engineer, right? I would go. You see, I would go with a vintage Engineer before they tried to do the whole Genta-esque vibe with it, right? Vintage, very thin, elegant, looks like a dress watch. Boom. As they say, I dropped the mic. So yeah, there you go. Jean-Pierre asks, what would you replace the SKX with? SKX2. No, I think I would actually develop. Actually, joking aside, I think an SKX2, that's the only logical progression. You take that cushion case, upgrade the movement like I did with my mod, bang some, actually Hardlex is fine if you want to keep it under 500. Maybe some different colors. slightly tweak the dial, tweak the bezel insert. Definitely upgrade the movement. The 7S26, although a wonderful piece of historic watchmaking. Just look up Magic Lever and all the rest of it. You guys know I've been banging on about it forever. It's a great movement, but it's outdated. That's undeniable. Yeah, just a tweaked, more evolved next generation SKX. I think that's the only thing you can really replace the SKX with. I know when those new Turtles came out, everyone was like, "Oh, it's replacing the SKX." No, I don't. I never agreed with that. Look, you can have your own opinion. That's the wonderful thing. Sverka. Sorry, I don't speak Swedish. He says, "Love from Stockholm, Sweden." Ciao TGV. I love Sweden. I love Sweden. For reasons best left a mystery, but trust me, I had a fantastic time in Sweden. Such a cool country. So yeah. Tanzil again. Tanzil, a million questions. Is just getting back to my previous question. Okay, sorry. Thank you for posting that, because if I go back, it's like it's 2 million comments there. Just getting back to my previous question. Do you feel the Patek Philippe 5110 world time in brackets Grand Classique is for the elderly? Your thoughts on this watch? No. Look, okay, if you're a teenager and you're wearing a Patek world timer, then yes, I feel it's a little bit, look, if you earned it, you work for it, and you appreciate it, then who am I to tell you what to wear? Okay, I'm just saying the way I was raised is I wasn't really allowed luxury watches until I was a certain age, and this has nothing to do with how much money you have, your upbringing. It's just practically, I think if you're given things too young, you don't really get to appreciate them as much. I was very adamant, when I turned 30, achieving my grail of a Submariner was, it feels sweeter when you've earned it, and it's so while I don't feel it's appropriate, I think that's the word, appropriate for let's just put that down, for younger kids, teens. It's certainly not for the elderly. If you're in your 20s, in your 30s, you earned it, you deserve it, you love watches, you appreciate it, then go for it. It is very conservative. I mean, Patek generally is quite conservative. I mean, apart from those fantastic Russian, the Fabergé egg inspired. I don't know if you guys remember the auction we went. I think it was over a year ago now. We saw some incredible Pateks. Very kind of a little bit more, not eccentric, but they had a little bit more panache to them, I guess. I always love that word. It had panache. It has an onomatopoeic quality to that word, a bit like pizzazz and panache. I've got to use those words more. Okay, another question. Would you? This is from T. Werner. He says, would you hold out for an original Rolex Buckley or purchase one that is redialed? I wouldn't. Personally, I wouldn't touch anything redialed. I've bought watches that have been refurbished dials. Look, if it's your thing, go for it. But no, I have to look into it. I tell you what. Let's quickly Google that. Let's quickly Google. Let's bring up the old Googs and have a look. Rolex Buckley. Sorry. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I wish I could press a button and have like... Oh, okay. Right. Yes. Oh, I really like those dials. I do. They are nice with the Romans. Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. Yeah, they're very nice. They're very tasteful, I have to say. Oh, there's a date, Buckley. Look, just get an original. Just get the original. There's so much. There's so much choice. You know, just get the original. There's so much to choose from. Blue, grey, sunburst. There's a wonderful. Look at that date. Look at that. This one has an incredible patina. This is an original 16030. Look at that. Okay, I know patina dials are a bit of an acquired taste. Some people really don't like them. I like them. Depending on how the patina is. Sometimes it can ruin a watch too. Yeah, really nice. I really like that. I think they're quite classy, actually. Buckley, right? Okay, sorry. Let's get back to. I'm just starting to drool over watches and totally forgetting I'm doing a live broadcast. 722 viewers. Pretty cool. That is pretty cool. How are we for time? We've done an hour. Yeah, we're approaching an hour, and we've already discussed Tudor, Seiko, Breitling predictions. Guys, do share in the comments. Do share in the chat. 38mm Navitimer. Yes. Who said that? Narek. Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. Well, there is the Montbrilliant. Is it Montbrilliant or Montbrilliant? It's not quite the Navitimer, but flamboyant. That's a great word as well. Yeah, I would love that. I would love that. Oh, and Tanzil again. Tanzil. Another question. My friend is considering a Rolex 1630 Rare Bird. Do you think it is a good watch? Can you recommend an affordable alternative for a lawyer? The 1630. 1630. I think, is that the reference I bought my wife? I can't quite remember. Terrible with the references. Michael, my good friend Michael. Hello, sir. An affordable alternative I would look at, actually, we mentioned it earlier, the Precision. Have a look at an Air King. There's still the vintage Air Kings, not the new one. They're still really, you could even go for an Explorer. I would just look at actually look at that video. Have a look back, type in, I think it was Rolex is under $4,000. That was the video. So have a look at that video. That should help you out. So those are my affordable. Graceful Grizzly says a good field watch under 200 for a student. I would go, look, for 200, for almost $300, you could get a mechanical 38mm Hamilton khaki, the most classic 38mm classic. Have a look on Amazon. Honestly, save a little bit more. I mean, look, how long is it going to take you to save, I don't know, $70? Honestly, it'll be worth it. That is a watch that will last you a lifetime. Iconic. World War II, Vietnam, still worn up to this day by a lot of military enthusiasts. So yeah, khaki mechanical, definitely. Ryan says anything 45mm is too much. Well, yes. If you are of ginormous proportions, then it's all relative. What advice? This is from Connor. He says, "What advice do I give to aspiring YouTuber?" Well, just be yourself. I did a video about it. I think it was 10 things. It was a long time ago. It might have been 2 years ago. About 10 things I recommend all new YouTubers. Legal advice, how to compose yourself in terms of. It's tough. It's not it's not an easy thing. You got to have a really thick skin. You got to have, to put it crudely, I'll say it in Italian. It might be less vulgar. You need palle, grande palle. That's what you need. So yeah, no, seriously, it's really think about it, especially if you're putting your face out there. But just be honest, be truthful, be yourself. And when people, I tell you somebody who's really, really inspirational in terms of YouTube, and you won't believe this, guys, but is Review Bra from the Report of the Week channel. I really admire him because he puts up with so much horrible stuff, and he just keeps going, and he's himself. You know, he has a very particular style, and he carries himself with such grace and class. And he's been through it. If you listen to some of his old VORW podcasts, especially from about a year ago when he was having a tough time. Yeah, Review Bar is a living legend. Yes, I know, Sean. He is. But so Sean knows what I'm talking about. People make fun of him. He's very skinny, has these large, oversized, very drapey suits, and everybody. But yet he that's his style, and he sticks to it. He sticks to his guns. He doesn't. That's what I admire, and it's like people would, people are going to say, "Oh, I don't like your hair. I don't like this. I don't like that." So what? What's all that's important is that you like it, Lee says he is brilliant. He's amazing. He's a great role model. And he does it with such class. I really admire him. He's a nice guy. So yeah, you've got to be tough, but I'm not talking about tough like, Schwarzenegger, hench tough. I'm talking about tough as in standing your ground and not getting dragged down with the negativity, because it can become quite toxic, but it has its rewards. Like me, I've met lifelong friends. I got you guys. I love interacting. This is why I'm doing these live shows. I just love hearing back from you guys. So another question's coming. I'll get Dr. Mexico, a really cool name. I'll get to your question in just a moment. But yeah, stick to your guns. And another piece of advice is, this sounds strange, but when I come to enjoy YouTube, I watch a lot of stuff about cinema, and kind of book reviews, that kind of stuff. I don't watch what anybody else is doing in terms of my genre, because I want to do my own thing. So I'm just, focus on your own, developing your own style. It will just come naturally. And practice. I mean, if you look at my early videos, my oratory skills were horrendous. I'm not naturally the most kind of. I'm very open, and I'm comfortable, and I don't mind being, having a thick skin. That's quite easy to me. But the public speaking, that's certainly something I've had to develop, because I'm not very academic. I suffer from a mild dyslexia that sometimes it's not so bad, but reading sometimes I find quite tricky. So you just have to hang in there. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling now. Let me get back to you guys. I'm too much about myself. But anyway, good luck, my friend. Hang in there. Just earn the prize, and also talk about what you love. All right, always what you love. Because if it's otherwise, what's the point? Jeremy's there. Good old Jeremy, my good friend Jeremy, a real soldier, Jeremy. How do you like Panerai? Says Rolex. Oh, Rolex, our good friend Rolex. I did a Panerai video. I had to take it down. there was an issue with the video, unfortunately, but I will do Panerai again. I'm going to redo that video. I like Panerai. I like their history. They're too big for me. However, there is a 40mm version that I might get in. So stay tuned. I'll cover Panerai. Of course, having lived in Florence, originally being Florentine brand, of course I'm going to love it. I love also the history, especially with the Decima. Is it Decima or Decima Mass? You know, those really hardcore divers during World War II. I mean, crazy, the manned torpedoes. I mean, that's some hardcore stuff right there. Okay, let's get back to some questions. We got CEA there. Okay, Tanzil again. Tanzil, my God. Which of the following would you wait donkeys for? Seiko Giugiaro reissue, a fresh Venetian cannoli, a Coke GMT on a Jubilee, or a bucket of KFC delivery. Well, I don't do KFC. I'm not into. Well, I love fried chicken, but I'm not into. Having said that, I've just admitted to being a massive fan of a report of the week. But I watch him for his podcast. I would wait donkeys for the Giugiaro, I think, because I think that's just the most fun, interesting watch. Yeah. You know, I'm done. I'm not done with Rolex, but me personally, if I buy another Rolex, I'm going to sell one of the ones I have. And yeah, so possibly a gold GMT, which I already discussed. Somebody asked what am I wearing? Who is that? I think that was William. If you missed it earlier, I'm wearing the Cosmonaut Chronograph for Fortis, 38mm, Valjoux 7750 based, incredible tooltastic, and I'm wearing it on my lucky. That's my lucky Zulu strap. There we go. So my skinny little wrist, yeah. TUG, the Urban Gentry, nearly 200,000. Yay! So crazy. I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. Zambul says Turkish from East London. I actually lived for I think it was 2 years, almost 2 years on Amherst Road, 34B Amherst Road. And many of my friends when I lived there were Turkish. Yeah. KFC is the worst choice. So yeah, William, I hope that's answered your question. Let's do you have your Zin? Yes, absolutely. I have it right here. There's my Zin. This is from Omar. There's my Zin. I was contemplating which one to wear for the video, for the live. And actually that brings me up to a good point. So I have my Flightmaster here. I have these four with me right now. So I have the Rolex, I have the Zin Flightmaster from Seiko, and the Fortis. So I'm thinking of dueling two of these. I'm thinking maybe the Zin against possibly Flightmaster. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Amherst Road, Hackney boy, Lionheart. Yes. Well, I'm not a real East Londoner. I only lived there 2 years while at college, but it was yeah, it was crazy. I mean, really, I love East London. Such character. Thinking about dueling these two, or possibly these two. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Which would you duel, or maybe these two? I don't know. What do you think? Flightmaster is amazing. Yeah, it is. Where is it? Yeah, absolutely. Still love it. I don't know which. Yemzo from Bethnal Green. Yay, Bethnal Green. Absolutely. Sorry, I've got a bit, what is that? A bit of fluff there, sorry. Yeah. Zin versus GMT. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Duel the mechanicals. Okay. So we got the Zin 104. Still love it. This is a keeper for the moment. Zin 104. So the mechanicals. Should we do versus the Fortis or with the GMT? Let me know. What are people saying? Let's see. Fortis and Zin, says Andrew. Hello, Andrew. Andrew Steele, our good friend Andrew Steele. Hardcore gentry right there. Hardcore gentry. GMT and the Zin, yeah. Zin is really, really cool. Absolutely. Fortis is more like for like. Okay, yeah. Redsbird fan there. Zin versus GMT. I think that's taking the lead. Zin against Fortis. Oh, yeah. Fortis versus Zin. Yeah. It seems to be going both ways. Zin versus GMT again. Yeah. Okay. GMT versus Zin. Okay. I think it's going to be these two. Oh, sorry, that's upside down. I do apologize. There we go. Yeah. Look at those. Yeah. Okay, guys. Flighty versus Fortis. That would be interesting as well. We'll do that later on. Okay. Yeah, do a comparison between different price ranges, Rolex and Zin. Okay, you got it, guys. I think we voted. I saw a comment there. Where was it? Jeremiah just joined, and I think he missed the blue Alpinist. Shall we bring it back for him? Okay, you guys ready for this? If you just joined in, you missed it. Let's bring it back. Hold on. Where is it? Blue Alpinist. So I had a bit of fun in paint shop. There we go. Look at that. The Blue Alpinist. The SARB018. No, 018 possibly. Yeah, guys, rewind if you when I'll put this recording up later as well. So if you missed it, but yeah, I think we're nearing the end of the show, the end of the live broadcast. 749 people currently watching. Not bad. Guys, if you're joining in, don't forget to like this video. If everybody quickly likes this video, it will help it out. But yeah, I will be doing more live shows. I think every fortnight is a good balance because I just love talking to you guys, and I it's getting a bit tough to reply to all your emails, and because sometimes I have to decide, look, am I going to make another video or am I going to sit and reply to 50, 60 emails, because it takes about the same amount of time. So I think doing these live shows, you know, I can't definitely say when you know, I'm going to pop up and do it, but when I can grab a free 2 hours from work, I will. Sorry, I'll just angle that a bit. I will turn up and do a live show. Let's do a couple of shout outs, a couple of questions, guys. If you have any more questions, I'll do a couple more questions and then I'll wrap it up. So we definitely thank you, Molt. Thank you, sir. You should get a secretary. Actually, we have Vito. Shout out to Vito. If you're not familiar with Vito, does a lot of the camera work. He did a lot of the camera work in Switzerland. He runs the Urban Gentry, the official Instagram. If you haven't followed, do follow that. He runs the online boutique where you can buy things like the parka. I would never imagine I have my own parka. It's so cool. But yeah, but Vito's not a secretary. He'll probably slap me for saying so. But no, he's a good friend of mine. So Marco says he asked. Jamie, sorry. Rectangular watch for women, Cartier Tank Solar. Yeah, absolutely. I'd wear it too. Ah, Richard, my good friend Richard. How are you, sir? I just see you popped up. Do you think Breitling will make a smaller emergency? Oh my God, that would be really cool. I think actually they might do a. I think the emergency, because of that little coil, you know, have you ever seen one when they, well, you're not supposed to, but if you look at pictures online of the little thing that you pull out, that little cord, I think because of the technology, it has to be a bit bigger. However, having said that, quite possibly a 38 millimeter, what is the Anidigi one? I forget now. Oh my God, I've totally forgotten. Guys, somebody remind me. My memory's gone. And I did an unboxing. I borrowed one, and I can't remember the name, but the Anidigi. What was it called? What was it called? Anybody help me? How do you think Breitling Navitimer? What do you think of the new Breitling Navitimer they just released? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, the Navitimer 8 was that? Yeah. I actually reacted to it in the last live feed, and to me, I guess I'm a bit stuck in my ways in terms of when I think Navitimer, I think of that rotating scales. You know, I don't. It didn't feel like a Navitimer to me, and this is just my opinion. However, I could get one in the flesh, and Saltzmans is a authorized dealer, so I will eventually review it, so I could have a totally different experience. So I will hold my aerospace. There we go. Thank you, Kieran, and of course, Kieran, my good friend Kieran. Yeah, shout out to you, my friend. Always, you know. Guys, if the best way to get into contact is just to leave comments, and because I do remember a lot of you, and a lot of you been oh, there's Redskins Pride. I know, very good friend of the channel, very good friend of the channel. So yeah, just continue commenting, and I you know, I remember a lot of you. Yeah, so I reserve my rights to comment on the Navitimer. TGV, do you like remarriage watches? I presume you mean the converted pocket watches. I'm not a fan of those. Sorry, not a fan of those. Who is that, Andrew? But good question, Andrew. Thomas says best luxury brand bang per buck. Ooh, that's tricky. Oh, that is tricky. Bang per buck. I would say. Oh, it's funny. We just talked about Cartier. I did. There's some really affordable car. No, well, I don't know. Omega. I think Omega, vintage Omega. You know, the 50s, 60s, the Constellations, the early Seamasters, the Geneves, the Cosmics. They are all still $500 to $1,000, and I just think you get the name, you get the heritage. A lot of them are in-house. Omega, definitely. Vintage, pre-70s Omega. The 70s, they had a bit of a wobbly. I think some of their movements, especially when they came out with the 1000 series. Look at anything with the 300, anything that evolved from the 32T World War II. Yeah, vintage Omegas, definitely. Andrew Steele, you agree with me? I don't know why it took you so long to get there, but yeah, without a doubt. Okay, Kevin, best watch for fisheries scientist. There's well, fishery scientist. What does a fishery scientist do? Michael's guys, fill me in with what's expected in the job description, and then because I'm thinking, are you in the field? you know, I mean, not in the field, but are you, if you're a scientist, you know, like dealing with harsh temperatures and conditions, then I would go G-Shock with a moon phase, because moon phases or tide indicator especially, there are even G-Shocks with special complications, I think, for fishing, like some kind of version of the tide graph. So I'd go with the G-Shock, solid. You know, you can go diving with it. Yeah. Sorry, did I miss a question? Did I miss a question? Oh, Kevin S. There was no question there. Okay. Thank you very much for the super chat. Oh, top chat. Is that top chat? I'm getting confused. Vintage AP. Oh, yeah. You know what's interesting about AP? Since I bought mine and I started reading about their history and their independence and the fact that they're still family owned, which is really extremely rare for a modern watch company, especially one so old. It's brought a whole new appreciation for the brand, and it's funny whenever you hear that discussion. Oh, which brand should be Holy Trinity, and oh, you know, it should be JLC, and it should be this and that, and yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah, but I do feel AP are a real tour de force, especially their achievements. You know, the perpetual calendars that they did. You look at that manual wind one they did from the Fortis, I think it was. Incredible, beautiful. You know, I've really come to appreciate AP, and I don't want to give too much away, but I'm going to do a video on my latest Grail watch, and I've switched my long-term goal. It's no longer an Lange, it's actually an AP. It's another AP, so I've kind of taken it to AP. Anyway, I've already said too much. Michael says, Adumar, vintage, dressier stuff. Yeah, best bang per buck. I agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, my little moon phase is proof of that. I feel, you know, I really do. Thanks a lot, TGV. Nice to hear you. Love from Mexico. We love you back. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I can't wait to go to Mexico again. Incredible country. The food, the culture, music, the art, the architecture. Incredible. In fact, I stayed in a hotel just off the Zocalo, you know, the big square there, and the whole hotel was leaning like this. It was leaning because of the earthquakes, and my room was at the top on the inside of the leaning. So when I looked out the window, it's like, you know, and I have a little bit of not serious vertigo, but it was, you know, I couldn't go near the window. Anyway, it had a great view of the whole Zocalo from the roof. Incredible. Anyway, Tanzil says, are you chuffed to bits that Chelsea FC is the greatest team in London and Arsenal is still waiting donkeys for the title? No comment. I haven't followed the Premiership for donkeys. So yeah, I kind of a little bit cut off in the United States. Having said that, United States is really getting into their soccer. Ooh, I said soccer. Sorry, guys. Their footy, their football. Yeah, they're getting into it. AP Love, you'll have a Royal Oaks shortly. Oh, I'm not going to say too much, but yeah, possibly. Stay tuned. I'll do. Guys, what are your Grail long-term, short-term, medium-term? Medium-term for me is definitely Speedy. It hasn't changed. What do you think about Q and Q watches? Are they any good? Q and Q, not familiar. I'll have to look into that. Michael's replying to somebody about buying watches. about buying the seller. Yeah, absolutely. I've done a video on things to look out for on eBay, questions to ask. Do check that out. What's your opinion on Hublot? It's funny, there was a post, I think, on the Facebook group today, and somebody was asked why do so many people hate Hublot? And I shared a picture of the Fusion, the classic, just the date Fusion. I think it's about 40 millimeters. It's very tastefully done. I like the Fusion. I considered buying one at one stage. I think they get a bad rap because of the big bang and these blinged out the footballers. Talking of footballers, the footballers wear, or over here the equivalent would be the basketball players, the rappers, that kind of stuff. So I think it kind of the more tasteful, subdued watches like the Fusion slightly get overshadowed, and that they get a bad rap. But I've handled a Fusion, and it was impeccably made, beautifully made. I just wish they weren't also big and loud. They do make some. But guys, I think there's something we should learn from that post, and we shouldn't hate any watches. We should not hate any watches. The only watch we really should hate is fake watches. That's the hate is too strong of a word. There's plenty of watches that are not my style, not my cup of tea, but I don't hate them. I don't. There's hatred is when you hate cruelty to animals. You hate I don't know, crime. You hate innocent people being hurt. That's what you hate in life, not watches. The only watch you hate is allowed to hate, I think, in my opinion, is fake watches, because it's criminality. It's horrible. And I don't think people. I'm still getting comments every day on the YouTube who say, "Oh, well, for $1,000, I'd rather buy a replica." And it's like, no, you haven't understood. But I'm on my crusade. I will get that message out there. And I think that life is too, also life is too short to hate such, it's not that serious. They're just watches, Everyone's got to survive, TGV. Absolutely. Absolutely. Spam watches. Big shout out. What is that? Spam watches. That is from Xavier there. That's hilarious, TGV. Okay. Satina Action DS. Yes. For a medium. Yeah. I was so close to buying a Satina. I got outbid on eBay, unfortunately. It was beautiful, incredible brand. I put them under my top 10 underrated brands. If you know of the history with the turtle and why they have the turtle, and the very first to kind of pioneer shock resistant cases and stuff like that. So very interesting brand. And Satina, there's only a certain amount of time, and I will address them soon. We had a question there. Finish the video with "Get to the chopper." Get to the chopper. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you, Raymond. There was a great question a moment ago. TGV, this is from Waka. He says, Flieger, Lacquer, or Stoa? I'd go Stoa, but actually, you know what? The Lacquer is they're the same in terms of quality, but why I'd go Stoa, is because if you go to the online store, you can customize more things with the watch. So you have a wider choice of dials. You can customize the back if you want a display back. You can even have custom engraving. Their online store is great for that. It's more of a bespoke experience. So the Lacquer is great, though. Both, true Flieger. They were both the big five. The Luftwaffe 5. So it was. IWC, Laco, Stover. Oh God, who was the other one? Who was the other one? Oh, of course I'm forgetting. IWC, Stover, Laco. What was the others? Somebody help me. I've reviewed them to death, and I've done this a million times. Why do you never review IWC? I have, Yanis. Have a look back. I've reviewed 2. I reviewed the Portofino. Fortunately, I had to take that video down. There were issues with that video. I'm thinking of redoing it. And also the engineer is still up, so have a look at that. So I have reviewed. them. I'll cover them again. Actually, I'm due to cover IWC soon. So, but guys, when you ask me if I have reviewed this or that, have a look in the archives first. Just type in, go to the search, type it in, and you might see. Marathon Navigator. Oh yes. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, Vempe. That was it. And Lange. Thank you. Who was that? Alexander. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nomos Zin asks, Addictive Watch Club. I'm a Zin guy myself. I prefer Thule watches. Nomos don't do anything like this. Nomos is only very dressy, and they're nowhere near as tough and robust as Zin. You know, Zin being the makers of watches for elite special German police forces, you know, and astronauts and stuff like that. And imagine a Nomos going into space. That would be hilarious. But yeah. Sorry. Adam says only true watch sluts have a grail for each wrist. Absolutely. Oh, Tanzil again. God, you really. Thank you so much for all the super chat. Which watch would you wear to a square dancing event in Oklahoma? And a 1630 Redbird, Seiko. Oh damn, it's gone past. Seiko 5 Seagull 1963 or vintage Avado from Uber Oki. Not sure what that is. Seiko 5. I'd wear the Seiko 5. It's the most robust out of the bunch. So yeah, if you're dancing, yeah, you need something a little bit robust, especially if you fall over. Yeah. TGV, what is the difference between Omega Seamaster and Seamaster DeVille of the 60s era? Well, you're going to have to be a little bit more specific. Give me some references. But the DeVille, from what I remember, the Seamaster is more of a budget. I think some of the DeVilles were chronometer certified, and some of the regular. Not all Seamasters were, but then am I getting confused? Well, the Constellations were all at that era. They were the higher end. They were chronometer. Good question. I think we should come back to that, guys. Do help out. I'm not familiar with the DeVilles. That is one area of the Seamaster. I love my Seamasters. But that is definitely an era I'm Thomas, Breitling Super Ocean 2 or Omega Seamaster. Oof. I'm an Omega guy out of the two when it comes to divers, but chronographs, Navi. Yeah. I like the Super Ocean. But they're too big for me. Go for the Seamaster. There's just so much more choice, you know. SARB003 replacement. Yeah. Baselworld, possibly. Absolutely. Oh God, I'm so behind. Let me just catch up. TGV, what are some good pocket watches? Great question. Talking of pocket watches, there's a new Charles Frodsham watch that's just been released. It's taken 10 years for the legendary British watchmakers to and it's quite exciting. I'll be talking about it later on. Pocket watches. Well, if you're talking entry level, check out Tissot. At one time, they were the largest manufacturer of pocket watches in the world, and I think they were the first to mass produce pocket watches. So they still make them to this day. So if you want an affordable, good pocket watch, mechanical pocket watch, check those out. In terms of vintage, there's a lot of American stuff like Elgin, or is it Elgin? I can never remember. Hamilton's even. Have a look at, you can get some Hamilton chronometer pocket watches as well, marine chronometers. Who else? If you want to go really high end, I would go Beauvais. Look at my video I did on Beauvais. I visited their factory, watch factory that's actually in a castle. Incredible experience. So check those out. You can actually convert them there. It's called the Amadeo conversion system. You can wear it on a chain and fob as a necklace, or you can attach straps and put it on the wrist. I did a video about that, so have a look. That is really high end though, and we got to talk to Pascal Raffi, really inspirational, massively inspirational person. The interview is one of the best interviews, well, probably the best interview we've done so far. So check out that video. For pocket watches, they are, in my opinion, it's the best because you can wear them, and they have a little thing that folds out. And you can put them on the desk. And yeah, so but that's if you've got 200,000, a couple of 100,000 to spare. But affordable, definitely Tissot. Let's have another look. Let's have a look. Oh, Andre here. Good question. Navitimer 001 or Rolex Daytona? I've got to admit, I'm not a big Daytona fan. I do love the Paul Newman. I did a video. We went to an auction preview, and we got to see one of those. The newer Daytonas don't really do it for me, so I'm a bit biased. But I'm a Navi guy. I'm a Navi timer guy. I'm a Navi man. Like Seinfeld and Miles Davis. So I'm biased. I'm very biased. Yeah. But actually, a gold Daytona on a black strap, I kind of like. That's the only Daytona I like. But, really expensive. Oh, didn't Elgin compose Nimrod? You're thinking of Elgar. I think was that Elgar? Oh no, that was Benjamin. I'm getting confused. Sorry, getting confused. Okay, another question. This is from JP Melbs or JPM. I'll use. Thank you very much for your. Sorry, got a little fly in here. TGV, thoughts on the VC Overseas 2nd generation and 3 generation. Sorry, I'll say that again. Thoughts on the VC Overseas 2nd generation, the 3-hander. I'm able to get my hands on one with the white dial for a very good price, great condition. Yes, absolutely. I think the Overseas is overlooked. Personally, I love the pre-Overseas, the caliber 333, which was the kind of inspiration for the Overseas, which was who was that? I've forgotten. I did a video about it, and of course I've forgotten. But I love them, but they're very difficult to find in good condition and expensive. The 1st generation, hard to find in good condition. If you can find a 2nd generation in great condition, yes, absolutely. I actually think they nuanced the design better in that generation. As for the movements, I'm not familiar with the movements. From what I remember, I think it was a JLC based caliber. But look, they're great watches. Honestly, if you can get them for a good price, good condition, I would go for it. I think they're wonderfully elegant on the wrist, very nice and slender. They feel almost like a dress watch, but yet they have that sporty nautical feel. Wonderful watches, absolutely. Michael says, "What was my decision on the Apple Watch?" I still haven't decided. I'm Edvard Elgar. Yes, thank you. Going back to the Apple Watch, I haven't decided. My voucher doesn't end anytime soon. I'm probably going to wait for them to bring out a new phone and then just go with that. Guys, check out the comments to that video. It was insane. It was insane. Most people, it was two camps. Okay, it was like people on one hand were angry and were like, no, it's a travesty. Don't touch it, TGV. You know, you're going to be a hipster and blah 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 blah. And the other camp were like, yeah, why not? You know, experience it. You know, why not? It's part of it's. Yeah, it's so funny how it really was a divisive subject, and the comments hilarious. Anyway. Tanzil says, give a quick shout out to my friend Clive. Absolutely. He's going to buy a squally for his next diver. Nice. Very nice. Definitely. Enjoy it, my friend. Enjoy it. There's nothing quite like it. That's certainly true. Jamie says, TGV, if you ever get another Amiga Speedmaster, oh no, sorry. If you ever get another Amiga Speedmaster, first Amiga in space, please keep it. They are class. I agree. Of course, I do regret. I regret it, and I don't. I don't because I wouldn't wear it. You know, I was babying it, and I'm a Navitimer guy. It was a beautiful watch. It was certainly a more refined alternative to the, you know, because it had those dolphin hands and smaller size, slightly different dial layout. It was a nice alternative to your standard moon watch. Yeah, I am considering it. You know, there is that 39mm, that limited edition. I don't know the reference, but it was blue and white. I saw one in Harrods actually, and I kind of like that. But I'm in no rush. I'm very happy with my Fortis. I'm very happy with my Navitimer is not here; it's somewhere else. But I'm very happy at the moment. I'm in no rush. You know, when I've still got to save up. You know, right. Okay, how many people are? It's people are. I think they're having their it's vino time. It's vino time, and I think we're going to wrap it up. I've been going almost 2 hours. My throat is starting to hurt. Robert, a couple of last quick questions. Robert says, best field watch under $400 or £400 without a shadow of doubt, Hamilton. I've featured them in quite a few videos recently. In terms of history, in terms of their design, in terms of the quality, in terms of the choice you get, different dials, the versatility, you can't beat Hamilton. They almost make it impossible for anybody to make a decent or a field watch that can stand up to them at that price range. Their dominance, I really, and there's so many to choose from. Saludos, Enrique, my good friend Enrique there. Hello, sir. G-Shock or Pro Trek? Well, asked Justin. I like the PRW 3000 series of Pro Treks because they're smaller, although you suffer in terms of robustness. the G-Shock would always have that, well, as the name suggests. If you can pull off a bigger watch, go for the range Rangeman. There we go. Go for the Rangeman. The older, they got a new Rangeman that just came out, but the older one is at, you know, you pick them up under about $200 on Amazon. Absolute bargain. They are big. If you don't like the bigger sizes, go with the ProTrek PRW 3000 series. They are amazing. It's my workout watch because of the big screen. When you're covered in sweat from cardio, you know, the eyes are all salted up. You can read the dial. It's big, you know. I also like the layout and the ABC features. The third generation sensors are absolutely spot on. So yeah. Man from Sophia says Breguet Marine, same qualities as Patek Nautilus. I haven't handled it. I can't tell you. I've handled the Patek Nautilus, but I haven't handled the very, very nice. Breguet is another company I'm dying to get in. I will do. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Another. Very funny. Let's have another look. TGV, where is your AP? Well, I'm not wearing it at the moment. The next time I wear it will probably be for a formal event, which is not for a while. So I've put it in the bank safe just to be sure, safe and sure at the moment. But I'll bring it out for special occasions. And I think that's the role it's going to take. Let's have a look. What do you think of the 38.5 millimeter Longines flagship Heritage? Gorgeous. Oof. Really, really nice. Really nice. Yeah, I'd love to review that. Guys, if there actually, that reminds me, if there are brands that you want to see reviewed, email them, tell them politely about the show. And because you won't believe how many companies have contacted me because of you guys. So the best way is just to ask them, you know, reach out to Longines and see if they will lend the watch in for review. And I'm as long as they pay for the shipping, I don't mind sending it back, you know, because it can get expensive insuring them and everything. So that's all I ask is as long as they pay for the return shipping, I'm happy to review any watch. That's how I operate. Sam says, TGV, you're a legend. Thank you very much, Sam. There was a great question there. Where was it? TGV, I brought my SKX 013 because of you, Mr. Robert. Nice one. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I got to say, I'm head over heels. I was a little bit shocked. I can't deny the first day or two going from the 007 size, the 42 millimeter size, down to the 013. It was a big, not that I've owned the 013 before, but you become accustomed. And then after a few days, you just get used to the smaller size. It takes time. It takes, so guys, don't be, especially, I know a lot of guys have gone down in size recently and have bought 36 millimeter watches they normally didn't consider before, and they share their wristwatch checks in the Facebook or on the Instagram, and they're like, does this look too small on me? And it's like, it looks wonderful. It looks wonderful. You have to become accustomed to it. Sorry, excuse me, my throat is going. TGV, thoughts on the alternative Holy Trinity? Well, we were just talking about that. yes, I do agree. JLC need more recognition than they should be there, but I don't think it should be a Trinity. I think it should be a quadrilogy. PP, VC, AP, and JLC. Sorry, that's 5. 4. I think it should be a quadrilogy. That's my opinion. I don't want to take. I don't want to take AP out because now I've delved into their history. If you watch the review, you just the fact that the level what they've contributed historically, complications wise, the level of their finishing, the fact that they're still family owned, and they suffer from their own success. They're too AP Royal Oak heavy. AP, I don't know why I'm repeating the brand. They're too Royal Oak heavy to their detriment. And I said that in the review. You know, you think of AP, most people, they associate the Royal Oak, the offshores, and all the rest of it. We forget about this amazing legacy. And JLC, they equally deserve the like in the factory tour. You know, I only shared probably 5% of the amazing. Unfortunately, that's the artistic choice. You have to edit down. Otherwise, the video would have been 3 hours long. In fact, I might do a follow-up. There's so much footage because we had 3 cameras, you know, so one was following me around, one was doing close-ups, one was, yeah. So in terms of Jaeger, Antoine Jaeger, especially his contribution historically, the early, you know, I'm talking before wristwatches. His developments are incredible. So I think, and the sheer amount of calibers they have, JLC, it's incredible, and not to mention that JLC supplied base movements to VC, to Vacheron Constantin, and Audemars Piguet later on. So yeah, I think just as much as JLC deserve to be up there, AP deserve to still be in it. So a quadrilogy is the answer. There we go. A bit of a cheat, but we got there. So that's my opinion anyway. 2GB, I'd love to watch a review on watch brands as Breguet, Epigeon, Lange. Yes, absolutely. As you did with the Calatrava and the AP. It's happening. I can't give too much away, but we're working on, let's just say, we're going to go back to Switzerland, and we are we're going to do some it's very difficult to I'm not allowed to say, but just stay tuned. I will cover all levels, as I always will. So yeah. Let's have a look. Lange needs to be up there. Yes. I don't know what the rules are because Lange, as you guys know, is German. So I don't know. Blancpain and the Holy Trinity. Well, certainly historically, yes. For a long time, my Grail was a Blancpain perpetual calendar, but anyway. Guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. So really great questions. I'm just quickly flicking through, just seeing if I missed anything. Yeah, it's just check in. Yep, guys, don't forget to contact brands if you want them to see their watches reviewed, and tell them about the channel. It really does help. Don't forget to leave a like. If everybody leaves a like, that will help me out. And if you're watching this in the future, comment with your questions. there are great questions or important questions, I'll bring them up next time. I'll do this again in a fortnight. I can't give exact dates. Shane says, thank you for streaming. Absolute pleasure. I love talking to you guys. Any new tank models, says William. No, I haven't got any new ones. Just the airplanes. But actually, oh no, I have a model which I will make a video about very, very soon, because it was my birthday a few weeks ago. So I got some new goodies. So I'll share with you guys. I haven't done a die-cast model video for a long, long time. Rasmus says he just got in here. Don't worry. After the processing is done, this will be republished, so you can rewatch from the beginning. Take care. Brush your hair. Okay, I will. Sorry. Is it not? Is it a bit shoddy? Sorry. Getting a bit messy there. Sorry about that. Very sorry. Thanks, TGV. Dylan, absolute pleasure. Panda Boo says, love your channel. Thank you so much, sir. Enrique, he says, saludos. Shout me out, TGV. Well, Mr. F off 202. There you go. I can't repeat your name fully, as you can well imagine why. But yeah, okay, guys. Thank you so much. Well, absolutely, a pleasure to all mine, Kevin. Thank you so much. Thank you. Great show. Yeah, absolutely. Well, down to you guys. Forza says Expresso Bite. Yeah, absolutely. Sebas says muchas gracias. De nada, my friend. De nada. Eddie wants a shout out to you, Eddie. Richard, yay, my good friend Richard Lenny there. Absolute legend. Oh, you sent me I still got to reply to your email. I apologize about that vintage watch. I apologize, my friend. I will get back to you soon. It's a bit snowed under. I have 4,102 emails in my inbox. So as you can imagine, I have sleepless nights trying to get back to as many of you guys as I can, but I'll get there. Yeah, fantastico. Thank you. Obrigado. Obrigado to you, random guy. Thank you. Don't go, says DV. I'm sorry, I have to. Mr. Willie says, greetings from Finland. Buonasera. Buonasera a te. Onwards and upwards, Justin. Yes, absolutely. Matthew has just joined us. Don't worry, this will be re-uplisted. So yeah, just come back later. Leave me a comment on that and a like and everything. Good night, NYC. Good night from Melbourne. Wow, fantastic. The other side of the world. Greetings from Utah. Richard there. Grazie says Rizka. Really cool name, by the way. Hi from Montreal. Marco there. David just says donkeys. Where's the blue Alpinist? Ah, you missed it. It was earlier. Actually, you know what? I'll share it just quickly. One last time. There you go. There's the blue Alpinist. There we go. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. An absolute pleasure. Onwards and upwards. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the great comments. Keep sending those comments and questions and all the rest of it. And I will see you very soon in the next one. So don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and found it useful and all the rest of it. Okay, guys. Buonasera. Ciao. I'm off to drink some wine. Okay.